Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today?
I feel like I have no idea anymore when this thing is actually streaming. At this point, it's completely insane. I keep getting flagged for inappropriate content. Take a look around this screen. What exactly is inappropriate? Unless me putting YouTube on YouTube is inappropriate. Which, you know, could well be. But if we can get lucky and keep this thing on the air, I got a hell of a show for you tonight. It's because I just said hell? No, people swear all the time on YouTube. I just heard Father John Misty drop an F-bomb tonight. This is restaurant music. Open hours. And this is the music of the necessaries.
My face couldn't see because of all the creams, and I laid on my back. I could see the sky, and my face couldn't see because of all the cream, and I laid on my back. I could see the sky. He could see, I could see the sky. If my love was here, she could testify. She could feel it too, and tell me if it's true. This is more real than life itself.
Can you send me all the Can you send me all the
I tripped and fell down and found myself in a patch of new grass. I wonder if this time just didn't go for long. She get back, I know. I wonder if this time just didn't go long. It didn't go for long. She get back, I know. I wonder if this time just to go find her. She didn't go for long. She'll be back. She'll come back, I know. If my love was here, she could testify. She could feel it too. And tell me if it's true that this is more real than life itself.
Can you send me all the Can you send me all the
She'll come back, I know. 'Cause our love is more real.
Can you send me all the Can you send me all the Can you send me all the
Because our love is more real.
Can you send me all the
Love is more real. Love itself. Love itself.
Can you send me all the Can you send me all Can you send me all the 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 Can you send me all Can you send me all the
The top comment, well, I shouldn't say top. Well, I guess it is a top. They probably get ranked in order of how many likes they have. The top comment on this video is from Weasel Walter, who's a hell of a guitarist if you've ever heard him play. He's in XBXRX and some other groups. His comment was, "Is Fred Mayer on drums? Bob's solo here changed my own guitar playing for good after I first saw this clip in '88. We miss you, Bob." Next comment says, "Robert Quine is on guitar, like Coleman on sax." Here's one, it says, "Robert Quine was a magnificent guitar player, an original and innovative tyro of the vintage beast. He was an extraordinary mixture of taste, intelligence, and rock and roll abilities, coupled with major technique and a scholar's memory for every decent guitar lick ever played under the musical sun." That was a Lou Reed quote. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Open Hour. Right now, my CPU is being taxed 56%. I don't think I've ever done something so intensive on the computer before. Even able to put hundreds of plugins open is not even close to how insane this is. I suppose it's probably because I have this little window here of the laraaji man just streaming constantly the whole time. I hate to get rid of it, but it's probably for the best. If we get rid of it, what can we put there instead? Yes, I wish to remove that media. That didn't really help. Oh yeah, it did. It took us from about 60% CPU down to 30%, so that's pretty cool. Up here in the corner, however, is a sneak preview of the book that I thought I lost at the end of episode 1. So if you're kind of curious, this is, just the early stages of it. But, you can take a peek at some of the pages that are included. I'd really like to give a shout out to Amusement Force, who've uploaded this incredible video of the highest, fastest, craziest, water slides in the world. Let's take a look at one more of them, this time in full screen, and we'll set it to the music of my good friend John Carr. Here's a song he made in, 2010, called Hockenheim, that he remastered and sent to me for the sole purpose of playing on this show. This looks to be an insane one, so I won't stop the video. If you've got some music that won't get me flagged for copyright violation that you'd like me to play on the show, please email it to me, arestaurantmusic@gmail.com. I suppose there's all kinds of reasons to do a show at a time like this, but one of them is because I've finished making a computer game that I would love to share with you. Whoa, dude, what the fuck? Okay, hang on, let's check this one out. This looks to be truly nuts. Believe it, buddy. Oh, yeah. Wonder if this one will get me flagged. Probably not, 'cause I don't think it's on YouTube. Dude, what? Okay, hang on a sec. I can fix that. It was on a preview, so I have to open it in iTunes. My mistake. A fool's errand. I made a mistake. What? Oh, man. Come on, dog. What is going on here? You are going to get this show taken off the dang air. There we go. That was Joji. He wrote oh shit, Pure Man. Dude, that one got me taken off the air the other night. Really hope they didn't catch that 13 seconds of that just got played. Okay, it would be my absolute privilege to share this game with you. I'm just going to figure out how much of the screen everything else should be. I want myself to be as unobtrusive as possible. So first, let's flip me upside down. This is Hajime Takabana. Full screen projector. Yeah. Okay. What? That's not the answer. I'm not exactly sure what to do here. Shit, I wonder if I'm still streaming. I should check that before I go any further. Fuck, I don't think I am. God, so stupid. Wait, no, I am. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, I think what I should do is instead of doing a window capture, I should do a display capture. Because I don't know how big it will be otherwise. Where's my display capture? Where am I? Got CPU down to 16%. Very acceptable. There we go. You know what? Let's not make it the whole damn screen. Even though the game will be the whole dang screen on my end, let's keep it like this for anyone watching at home. This is still Hajime Takabana. I also don't think this is on YouTube, so we should be okay. But there's only one way to find out. Okay, I'm going to close iTunes. And I'm going to start the game. I'm going to run the graphics on low because I don't want to jack the whole thing up. You know what I'm saying? If you're wondering how you can get this game, I'll show you. You go to open your computer and you can type in restaurantmusicarchive.com. You can scroll down halfway to where it says Try Grassland Personal. Click on that. As far as I know, there are no viruses. Udo.zip, download anyway. Unfortunately, it's Mac desktop only. I tried making it for iOS, but when you open the game, you can't move the character, which kind of doesn't make it a game. Not that this really is that much of a game, but let's play. in my experience of this game, there's a couple of video elements that take a moment to render. So I found it best to just chill for a second after you land. Just to let the video catch up, and then it will make everything else a little less laggy. You want to test it out, you can go like this and do a real nice head swivel. Kind of get a feel for whether or not it's moving smoothly. Alright, it seems to be. Since there's not much going on in this game, I feel like the whole point of it is for you to explore freely. So I don't want to give too much away, but I guess I'll just describe it as if you've played it and explored it for a while. So if you haven't played it yet, maybe stop watching this and play it first. It'd be like watching a movie with director's commentary before actually seeing the film. Listen to my computer. Running this game heats my computer up so much. Okay, well, the first thing I'd love to say is that these two sounds, the jump and the land, are both DX7 patches I found indexed. Originally I used a DX7 woodblock sound for the footsteps, but it got so monotonous. It was insane. So the footstep sound actually came with the game, the first-person character prefab in Unity. And listening to it, and it does get kind of monotonous, and that really took me, but it's like a nice monotonous. It's a monotony that reminded me of Shenmue. And actually what it really reminds me of is galloping through the fields in Hyrule in Ocarina of Time. And there's a funny thing too, where at some points the footsteps are louder than the music. And I feel like if you want to hear the music, you have to stop moving. And sometimes it's like when I'm out on a walk, all the noise in my head gets so loud, I don't even like stop and hear where it is that I am. So it's kind of like a cool, unintentional emulation of that aspect of being a human in the world. Okay, so this cube, or sphere over here, which seems like it's still rendering. Let's go take a look. This is a video that I shot on my iPhone at the LA River, which is pretty cool because my impression of it is that it was all concrete, just like a culvert at one time, but it's slowly being reclaimed by like really incredible plant life. And you can see some of it growing on this thing. Can you go inside of this? I don't know. I have to put the mic down to press forward and jump. I guess it's enough of a solid object, you can't go inside of it. Alright. This song, originally the music in the game, in the beta version, actually just ended after that last piece. And I didn't realize people would even be interested in playing it for longer than that. I guess, because I had made this terrain, so I didn't really think about exploring it in real time. And this song, when I stopped to make more music, I'll see if I can get up there in time. I wrote that one while my character was standing up here on the top of this hill. I was like, yeah, that seems about right, but I didn't make it in time. But again, you know, it's a funny thing about it being a non-linear world set to a linear soundtrack, because some people have played it and they've been like, oh, I thought it was incredible that, you know, this happens when you get on top of this thing. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I would love to learn how to make region-specific music events. I think that would be the next thing I'll try to do. But I didn't know how to do it on this. So it's just like a 26-minute music track that kind of moves. So things will happen in different places, but it's kind of mellow, I guess. I'm going to put my headset microphone on. Hang on a sec. Hey. Can you hear me? Oh man, the sound of this thing is kind of dreadful in some ways, but having my... Oh no, I can't. It's too fucked up. Okay, so I'll have to use my hands. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, talking about sounds, region-specific sounds. I didn't figure that out, but I did figure out there's something in Unity, which is what this game was made in, called a reverb zone, which is pretty interesting. Basically, there's I guess you can probably see my cursor, huh? So there's like a dome right here, if you imagine, over this body of water. That's a reverb zone. So as you get closer to it, it will apply a reverb effect to the audio in the game. I'll wait till the song starts, because I feel like it will be kind of hard to tell, since this sound effect, which is from a free synth you can download called Podolsky by U-he. Okay, now we got a sound from the XP50. I'm going to turn my mic off and walk into this water, see if you can hear the reverb kick in. Pretty interesting. I guess it would be used for, like, if you wanted your character to walk into a cave. So I guess it makes sense that it's a body of water. That breathing there is one of the few places on the soundtrack where my voice actually appears. So that's not me right now. This texture, there's a couple others in the game. This floating palm tree and a couple of the floating conifers. That was totally just an accident. It's kind of crazy, actually, even with all the experience of video games and I guess living in a multiple dimensional world. Still how hard it was sometimes to judge whether or not something was touching the ground. It'd be like, oh yeah, okay, that's in place. And then I'd start playing the game and be like, what? That's like 6 feet off the ground. What the hell? There's probably a trick. I think probably making a Unity game with a mouse makes it a little easier to spin your perspective around and find out. One of the things that's been most interesting so far about this is I think it's the most literal representation of how something you create is open to a totally subjective experience still by the people who interact with it. Maybe I'm not making a lot of sense, but what I'm referring to is I designed this mountain and didn't even think you could go on top of it until my friend Patrick had sent me I'm going to have to put the microphone between my legs here to get up there. Before my friend Patrick sent me a screenshot of him on top of the mountain. And I was like, what? Which is really cool because it's like, you know, they say that thing about like, well, you know, whatever you think of your art is never, and that's speaking presumptuously to say this is art, but whatever you think of your art is not necessarily what anybody else will experience with it, you know? So that's kind of crazy. Anyways, I didn't know you could get up here. Also, for what it's worth, the reverb zone will work about halfway down the side of this mountain. Which is why I included this cube, because it was like, dude, what? I didn't know you could. And the other thing that was funny too is there were things, I mean, this is the first game I've ever made in Unity, so it was like, there were things I didn't realize, like you can actually stand on the cube, which is pretty funny, because then you can get a pretty close look at this picture. This picture is funny too, because this is from, these rocks in the background here are from one of the, I guess, I don't know if it's the oldest, but it's a gigantic glacial pothole along the St. Croix River, which separates Minnesota and Wisconsin. And it's a hiking spot that I only went to for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it's already become really special to me. And I wasn't even thinking about it when I'm... Oh, excuse me. Music as I've programmed for this game. I guess at this point, if you're still on the map, you're still exploring. Wouldn't it be fun to hear some house music? I didn't know that anybody would play it for this long, and I just thought it might be kind of cool to have some really kinetic music to like just interact, be kind of not encouraged, but I guess encouraged to interact with the game in a different way, you know? You know, there are controls that set when you're designing the game, like how high the character jumps and how fast it runs. So that was kind of a funny thing, because, I don't know, there's like a weird... I'm not going to talk while this is going on. Anyways, setting the walk speed was kind of funny because it's like there's this weird element of games like Shenmue and Zelda where the character like never really goes quite as fast as you want it to walk, but it's like if it walked any further, it would put you in a different headspace. And in Zelda maybe a little less so, and occasionally in Shenmue there's like a task you have to complete really quickly, and it's just like so tedious that you can't walk any faster. But like in this game, you don't really have anywhere to be, so if you could walk much faster, I feel like, you know, I don't know, you'd be running through your vacation. Sorry if the audio is clipping. I have no way of minimizing this screen. Again, if you want the full experience, I guess you'll have to download the game. Okay, I don't want to give away all the Easter eggs, but there is a level below this level, and there's a couple ways of getting there. It's not easy. Some of the edges, if you walk off them, you miss it. But there's also this egg right here that has a scan of... Oh shit, I think I'm gonna miss it. No. Fuck. Ah, crap. Oh, I got it. Yes. Okay. There's an egg here that has a picture of a Roland memory card on some ferns in the backyard at our house. So yeah, if you jump just right, you can land on this egg, and then you can use the egg as a platform to jump down to the next realm, which wasn't in the original version of the game, but it was so funny because if you fall off the edge, you just fall indefinitely. But because the space doesn't have any items then to give you any kind of perspective, it just feels like you stop falling. You know, it's like that thing about like a bottomless hole. Like eventually, wouldn't it feel like you weren't moving anymore? Okay, I'm gonna set the mic down because I want to get a running jump to get onto this platform. Damn, I missed it. No. This is a really funny thing about this game too, is that the only way you can get out of it is to force quit. May as well check to make sure we're still streaming. Yeah, we are. I also gonna turn down the audio capture a little bit so it's not as hot. I'll open it back up. I don't know, I can't tell. I can't remember how many more minutes of original music there are in the score after that point, but original music. I'd say it's pretty original. Oh, there are some pretty funny ones. Well, you'll have to play it yourself if you want to hear some more, because when we start the game over, you can't save. But we'll get down to that. We'll get down to that place. Sounds like I left a mic on while I was recording that sound cue. I can feel like I can hear my pants moving around in the background, but yeah, you don't get that in Myst. So Unity, it's probably worth saying, Unity is totally free. The engine is. Same with Unreal, which is what they made the latest Shenmue game with. They make you click a button that says your game will be grossing less than like $50,000. I don't see anybody paying that much for this, but you know, these are strange times, I suppose. Considering the thing is free and it's on a website that you probably wouldn't find. Okay, let's make sure we get over there. let's go. Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Shit. Wait, yes. Yeah, baby. This clip over here is of me putting the finishing touches on the game. You ever been to Millennium Park? This kind of reminds me of the fountains there. I also love that you can see certain rendered objects on the previous level, but you can't see the terrain. So you can see that, like, sheet of water waving. Yesterday, I don't think I left the house once, and I really hardly even left this room trying to finish this thing. Oh man, sitting back on this chair, there's a little bit of like physiological Stockholm syndrome, kind of. Except that would mean I want to be back, but I guess I do. I don't know. You got questions about this game? Drop them in the comments below. Or send me an email. Send me a text too. 612-807-6832. I sent out an inquiry about an apartment across town. Looked pretty cool. Really cheap. I should have known. Got the email back. Yes, we are happy you are interested. Please send us your phone number and email and full name. Which is funny because I give out my phone number all the time, but in this situation I gave them the restaurant music phone number instead, which is a Google phone burner, Google Voice burner. It's great sand terrain. Anyways, I got an email back that said I am moved to the Cayman Islands. I was like, oh baby, I was just waiting for like the I'm stuck. But it was actually just like, we'll still rent you the place. You just need to fill out this form with more personal information. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I wish you could see that stuff forever, but I guess there are very few things that you can. I'm surprised how much of this now listening to it with headphones for the first time. I recorded so many of the music cues with a mic on in the room, and you can just hear me going, like moving around, which, I mean, I don't know, whatever, you know. You do what you can. there's some things I'm looking forward to with Unity. I mean, assuming my computer can, I thought about making another piece of ground like 40,000 feet below the second one. So if you fell off and were just chilling, eventually you would, land someplace else. But it was amazing in the beta version where there was only the first layer of terrain. The game was only like 40 megabytes, and in adding the second part of terrain and what are the other things called? Adding those video items, it was pretty crazy how quickly the game got to be gigantic, and then it started having a hard time running, and it was like, wow, that really didn't take very long, huh? So I don't know if it's the video that made it get buggy, or if it was there we go, that seems about right. I don't know if it was the video that made it get buggy, or if it was the separation between the terrains, because that's kind of a crazy thought. I always thought about it with Ableton when you leave a song on and the song ends and then you forget Ableton is running, and you let's add an image, huh? What should we add? Okay, image 2. What will it be? You leave the Ableton running after the song has stopped and you're doing something else, and you open Ableton back up and it's counted like 30,000 vacant bars. I always thought that was kind of odd. It was like, I wonder what it feels like. Is the system getting tired keeping track of all this time that no one else is keeping track of? Who's to say, right? Well, let's play one more piece of music and then call it a night. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I don't even know what I would play, honestly. Well, maybe I have an idea. Yeah, okay, I know what it is. There's a song that, I really, I'd love to release. And maybe I will. But it's scary, And it's not, who knows if it's done. And so this way, if it never gets released, there'll be this YouTube stream, provided it doesn't get taken down for inappropriate content. There'll be a YouTube stream where you can hear this piece of music, which is kind of cool, like something leaks or the band is, on the demo thing or whatever, and you get the thing and the yada yada yada. Dude, I just realized I'm not playing this with the vocals on. For shame. Let me start it over. But first, let me give us something to look at.
Can you send me all the pictures from today?
Wait, no, where did it go? What? Media source, where are you? It just disappeared. I guess this is probably why the news is any live television show is more than one person, huh? But it would be kind of cool. I would love to see an episode of David Letterman where he's hosting
Can you send me all the
and
pictures from today?
trying to work the cameras. What? Where does it keep going? I don't understand this. Oh, I bet I know. Display capture. Remove. Yeah. No, that doesn't explain anything. Media source at the front should be up there, man. Okay.
Can you send me all the pictures from today?
Rotate 90 degrees. Why does it keep going away?
Can you send me all the pictures from today?
No. Where does it go? Why does it want to go away? Oh, I bet. You know what? I forgot to click loop. Show nothing when playback ends. There you go.
Can you send me all the pictures from today?
It's not so hard,
Can you send me all the pictures from
but at the
today?
same time,
Can you send me all the pictures from today?
turn the vocals back up.
Can you send me all the pictures from today?
There's
Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures?
Thanks for
from
watching.
today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the pictures from today? Can you send me all the send me all of them? Can you 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 send me all of them? send me all of them?
Say what is wanted,
Can you send me all of them?
and for someone good,
Can you send me all
and
of them?
ask for what I've wanted.